Hello, and welcome back to Factorio Space Age. We have been expanding our outpost on Aquilo. We now have 3 little outposts running. One's making rocket fuel and solid fuel, and the next one is making lithium, and the last one's making hot fluoroketone. And they're all connected up with some rails. And here's the base that we built last time. Now, the next step, let me see if I can bring up my browser here real quick. Badunk. The next step is making quantum processors. There's the loop. It's kind of crazy. I've got a Sankey diagram on the screen right now. So this uses a bunch of imports: tungsten carbide, processing units, fluoroketones, superconductors, carbon fibers, and lithium. So best place to do this is on the main base. So let me switch back away from it again. And to make all this happen, we've got this loop. Now, right now it's collapsed down into a line. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run this rail straight north and then west across to make this a square. And then we'll set up train stations over on the main base area where we're headed north to build more stuff out here on this western area. Now, I want to do this without disrupting the current setup. So we're going to bring it around like that. Let's get it. Actually, let's get a bit of this going north here. I want to make a blueprint which tiles, which means what I need to do is 2 of these guys like this. And I'm going to put in a signal at the beginning of it, like there, and one in the middle. So that's our basic unit. Actually, let's just do one of these. There we go. So this is one elevator and all of the straight rail it can support. Just like that. Make a blueprint of this, and you are snap to grid absolute. I'm going to narrow the width down to 2 so that we can move this left and right very easily. Just like that. And create blueprint. Oh, and there we go. Just like that. Now we can start from the bottom. And I could go up like this. And of course our poor little robots, even I am running this as many UP updates per second as possible because things are just really slow on Aquilo no matter what you do. Oh, we are out of rail signals. So we're going to need to go back and get more rail and rail signals and such. The key thing here that I want to do is we need to signal this properly for now. Let's go back and get materials for making rail. I'm going to boost up the number of rails to 2,000. I think we're good on the rest of this, although I'm going to bring 3 stacks of the basic signals, just like that. Should just take a moment to refill everything. So like I said, our purpose is going to be working toward getting the chips going, but I think probably what we're going to do now is just get stations for everything. I don't know. Yeah, let's focus on getting just the stations that we need to make the quantum processors, and then we'll worry about the next stages. Oops. Should be basically done. We get a little bit more rails here. Come on, you could do this. We have 6,290 rails in stock, so that's not a problem. Oh, and I forgot to save my blueprint here. Let's save this under rail. I'm going to put it down at the bottom here. So this is the rail coming up from the south. And we're going to have a rail coming over from the west. I'll tell you what, I will run this up and then we'll trim it as necessary. And I just want to keep the unbuilt stuff out in front of me. And we occasionally wait for the robots. That should be high enough. And from here, I need to go from here off to the right. Okay, fix up the signaling here. We're going to be going up there and down there. Okay. And what I want to do is pull that back, rotate you, and we need to go like there. See, if we don't, if we don't give the bots time enough to charge, they end up waiting for each other. Okay, so here is where I'm going to put in the corner. There. Boop. So there's my 90-degree corner. There we go. And this is all signaled. And now if I build myself a train, I should be able to go all the way around. I'll put you on here and give you some fuel. And I am going to ask you to please come all the way back to here. And that is sending me all the way around the big loop. Perfect. Oh, I should have had it let me off down at the base. But now we need to pull up the old one. You go south to north, it makes it a little bit easier to... Well, actually, it doesn't matter because if you hold down your right mouse button on one of these big guys, it just does the right thing. So pull that up, and there we go. Just pull up all the old track we no longer use. So if I tell it to pick up the support, it will tear down everything that the support is supporting first. Very, very, very nice. And again, we are still running at over 200 updates a second right now. There are times when I enjoy just kicking back and chilling and running Factorio at its native speed and just going with it. But right now, I just want to get this put together. What I'm interested in today is the challenge of building it properly, building a... Oops, come on. Oh, we need one more support in here somewhere. There, that works. And there. And now if we do this again, make sure I got everything hooked back up. Give you fuel. Doesn't matter what kind of fuel we have. What I want to do is bring myself all the way around to here. Make sure that that's working. And what we're going to do is we're going to put some stations over here that are going to be making quantum processors. I think maybe we bring them in at the bottom. So let's bring our train out to here. Okay, so we're going to bring the train in from the left. My train stations I have in the Aquilo book. So let's see, I need to, tungsten carbide is going to come via bot. What I'll do is I will actually bring some of this stuff down on belts, or use bots to load it on the belt above, leading towards maybe later doing a better job of receiving stuff. Tungsten carbide, processing it. So we need fluoroketone as an import, and lithium. And the lithium goes to lithium plate. So lithium and fluoroketone need to come off of our ring area. So how about I put a station in for fluoroketone down here, just for grins. This is going to be fluid drop area. Yeah, fluid drop is actually still the neutral stuff. I'm going to go down and re-snap this as the fluid take area. This is actually fluid take. So let's see. Kilo. Going to make a copy. We're going to have to work out the fluid drop. This is the fluid take area, so let's fix this. Fluid take, please stop. Save blueprint. Pick you up and get new contents. I'm going to include the heaters top and bottom. I'm going to go out this far, so we're matching the other train stations. Okay, parameterized stop for 111 fleet trains, requesting rocket fuel for the trains, and loading a tanker car from the provided fluid pipes using 3 pumps. Includes heat routing for placement on Aquilo. So that's all set up and ready to go. Okay. And we want to check our parameterization. This is the fluid. That's the fluid to transport. Boom. Save blueprint. So the fluid take area is done. Now, instead of the fluid drop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this, and I will put down a fluid take area and rework it to be a fluid drop area. Let's turn off my bots. So we're going to start with the fluid take station. And here is our alignment. Oh, look at this. Off by 1. Well, we could bring it in from the south and have it work. Or I could flip it vertically. See, if I line up the power, or not quite enough. If I flip it vertically, it would work, but I need to do something differently to get additional space in here. Flip it vertically, move. Oh, wait, the power is. Hold on. Power's got some space to it. Okay, so we are being limited to where we are based on the location of the rail. So I need to pick on where we want our rails to be here. Dee-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee. Okay, if we put it there, and then just fix the locations of the power and the heater. Oh, there's our, so we aligned it so the power is correct. Okay, and we just fix where our heater stuff is. I'm going to put you all down, and we're going to move the stuff. And this is a take station for, well, let's leave this as parameter 1 for now. Now, these guys get moved down to here. You, I think, can just go like that. Let me turn on my bots. We let things go in where they want to go, and then I will fix up the heating grid in a moment. Okay. The stuff that's up here can all move down by 1. So we are unloading. Currently these aren't requesting because there's no thermostat attached to these guys. You need to slide to the right like that. You are correct. I could also bring my heat down like that. There we go. So that jumps the heat across. Okay, so this becomes the fluid drop station. I've left it parameterized. So, Aquilo, fluid take, we create a copy. This is now called fluid drop. Unloading a tanker car into tank and pipes. Parameterization. You look good. Fluid to transport. Request threshold. Oh, we need to fix the request condition. That is not hooked up. That needs to be hooked up to our tank there. So we are going to request a drop. Oh, the other one's wrong. Okay, so if we have less than 12,000 of the fluid, then we're going to set limit to 1, requesting another train. Train actually carries 50K. Each one of these carries 25, so this is 1 train load. This is over 1 train load. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say if we look at all 3 of these guys, don't have to stretch this as far now. So if we have less than 12K at all 3 of them, we'll get another 50K coming in. Perfect. And that gives us several places that we can grab from here to head out to the rest of the build. And we need to put in our connections. Here's our incoming and our outgoing connections. And we have space for a train there. Let me make absolutely sure that this is long enough for 1 train. Yay! And we need these guys. I think I can move him back by 1. No, I can't. So we have parking here and here and here and here. Perfect. Okay, now let's fix up the blueprint and place it properly. So fluid drop area, select new contents. You are including that heat through that heat, and we're going to go out here through there, so it's just like before. And I think before I do this, let's make sure that these are all fixed up. Oh, hold on. Okay, and anywhere else in here that I want to trim up. We're going to put back down the concrete where it will go, but we're going to take out everything else all the way down to skeletal. And then wave the concrete in. So any of the ice, or any of the ice platforms that are present. Oh, yeah. You aren't ice platform, you are other stuff. So ice platforms in this area get concrete over their tops, but we're not going to ice platform over the ocean here. Okay, let's try this again. Aquilo, fluid drop flee. Select new contents, starting with that heater up through that heater and its supplier of rocket fuel. That looks like what I want to put. Actually, let's not store the tiles at all in this blueprint. Entities, train stop names, trains, vehicle fuel, and our parameterization is set. There's our fuel. There's our ingredient. Now if I put this down, Okay, notice it's aligned properly now. Let's drop it down here, and our fluid is fluoroketone hot. Now let's check this. Train stop is hot fluoroketone take. Let's go fix our other station, which is now wrong. Oh, no. Well, let's check the conditions on this guy, but the name is wrong on the other one. Your condition is if we have more than actually, we want people to come here if we've got a decent amount of fluoroketone. So if we have more than 4,000 fluoroketone, I'm going to invite trains to come fill up. And again, I want to put in a decent amount of storage. We're going to hook it all together and hook it up to this guy. So if we have at least 4,000 fluoroketone, we will allow a train to come in and park here and start slurping it up. So the trains will have at least 4,000. The idea is we're going to sit here until we have some fluid and an activity, and then we'll go do smart drop. And this needs to have its name fixed. Darn it. I was hoping I was done with that. Okay, and you're the drop station. Let's again snapshot this so we get the proper name of the drop station in here. We're going to have to edit the configuration again. Boom, there we go. We are not storing tiles, and we have to say that this is the fluid here. Save blueprint. Now you are also a take. We're going to go to the take station until there. We only have the one station that provides it, so really what we want to do is we want to have this guy always be 2. So I am going to update this. We are no longer going to set the train limit. I'm going to have a limit of 2. So you are going to the take station. The other guy should have lit off. He's probably set to manual drive. Okay, so these guys will bring fluoroketone when we get it. But that's not going to happen because that still needs Holmium Plate. So I need somewhere up here to be producing Holmium Plate to this guy. And I think I'm going to put it up here. Whoops. Not you. This guy. So boom, boom. And now we want the take flea stop. So we are taking Holmium Plate from here. And again, we have a situation where we're not quite fitting. I'm going to drop it here, and we're going to adjust things. I think the power is still going to work. I don't think we're not overlaying the power. We're just going to have to move things around. And you are Holmium Plate. I'd really actually like to flip you vertically. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to make a second version of this blueprint. Okay, this is a take flea stop. I'm going to call this take R flea stop. Save blueprint. I'm going to make a copy of you. Call it take L flea stop. And to do this, in order to flip this, I need to turn off all of the signals. I need to turn off the rail station. Okay? I've got to flip it left to right and then reestablish those. And that's going to be something we do manually. Oh, I need to turn off the, well, I can just, boom. So everything else here, we can do a left, right flip. Save blueprint. Did I just do what I think I did? Nope, there we go. There's take L. Oh, take R actually got turned. Okay, so there's take R. Points it out to the right. And if I bring it out here, it should be like that. So let's get it rotated back into place. This is the normal orientation for the take R. Come on, map mode, over here. And this should be correctly aligned, and it is. Okay. So take L. We need to flip it horizontally. Okay, well, that's got the verticals in place, and the horizontals I can just deal with. So let's put one in here. And I'm going to leave you alone. Hold on, how am I going to do this? There's one more here I can get rid of, I thought. Get him out of the way. You go away. There we go. And let's move this guy back again. So the train station has to go to the south here. Which means this is going to be a little... Oh. Yeah. I'm going to have to worry about this in a moment. Okay, that aligns it properly. Heat comes up here and down here. And we needed a green connection. I really should be routing the connection here through the power stations. Like that. Okay. So you need to go there. Thank you. Oh, Lordy. You are called parameter 1 take. You are group 1 under parameter 1. Go to station parameter 1 take. We're going to add a smart drop item and a smart drop fluid. So if the train happens, this is always items because this is cargo train. You are set for the filter properly for 0. Oh, 0. Zero take. Zero take. So everything should be 0 now. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Good. This guy is setting the input limit. And I was always doing this, so I'm going to set it up anyway. Parameter 0 again. Now we'll need to do the 2.0 and 4.0 based on stacks of 0. So take L. Oops, no, don't create a copy of it. Sorry. That's the copy that got created. We can delete it. You. Select new contents. From here. Oh, and I needed one more out here. Oh, I also need to put signals out. There we go, and close in here we need like that. I'd like to bring it in as close as possible. Oh, that's too close. Okay, so here. Okay, and yeah, that fits. Come on. There we go. So we are inside this block. So this guy would stop, wait for us, and we're not in there yet. Okay. Now let's get rid of See anything we don't need out to there, and we're going to put back the concrete. We just want to make sure we're getting rid of the ice. So you are getting Holmium Plate coming in. I'm going to bring you from the right here somewhere. I'm going to rebuild the science at some point, so I'm just going to get rid of this. Whoops. You may be needed elsewhere in the base. And we need to put back down the grid. We have fluorine coming from the top up there, which may be needed. We haven't gotten rid of the need for it yet, so boom, 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 like that. Okay, this is coming from above, so this is fluorine being provided from the above, which is coming down into here and being used for other stuff. Okay, that's fine. Temporary, but fine. Which means now I need my holmium coming in along here. That's perfect, because right here is a good place for me to load holmium in. Now, these should probably all be up and down. Yeah, let's undo that. You are going to pick up all the belts I just put down. I think the pattern, let's even pick up the undergrounds. I'm going to set up a better pattern here. What I want to do is have this be friendly for heaters. Best way to do that is to center this. Okay, so if I do that, then I get ink like this. So we're straddling the heaters. And now I can bring this guy in here to where we are loading it from requester chests. Needs to be loaded from top and bottom. So if we load this with stacks, let's still, we're only feeding in 4 inserters worth on that end. Yeah, okay, this will work. Use filters. Holmium, And I'm going to set the stack size to 4, since that's the stack size on the belt. And now we're going to request Holmium in here. We're nice and close to the center. So trash unrequested, request from logic chests. Get me 2 stacks of Holmium in each chest. And I'm going to make sure that the heat is completely connected across that. So this should now provide Holmium to me. Later on, I can arrange for this belt to be fed directly from the cargo landing pad. So I'm anticipating some future date where all the old original factory starts getting dismantled. So you are now providing Holmium out to here. Well, we're not really doing it yet because we're still set up to do that. But we're going to look at this. We're going to see that it does come through here. Okay. Now let's take L, flea stop, new contents. Start here, down to here, and out to there. I'm not going to keep the tiles. Now this is product is 0. This is threshold 1, and this is threshold 2. So if we have 80 stacks in those boxes, then we will ask for a second rail, a second train. Save blueprint. We stomp it down, and we are exporting Holmium Plate. You are immediately trying to go. You've got some, so you want to go drop. However, take, we're going to wait here. Oh, lordy. Okay, doesn't matter because this will go into there. We are going to say has cargo and inactivity 5 seconds. So you're going to wait until these guys aren't inserting for 5 seconds. That's perfect. And you're ready to go. I'm going to put in an elevated rail here. Just going to knock off one of our signals, and an elevated rail here, which is going to invalidate another one of our signals. So these guys get their own signaling. Boom. Boom. Okay, so you're going to go deliver. I probably should have ridden with you. So Holmium. Holmium drop. I'm going to allow 2 trains coming to you. We're going to have to go back out there to get this set up. You are saying that if we have less than 8,000, grab a train. And we're going to say if we have less than 4,000, grab a second train. Let's go get that working. Easy way to do that is for me to step up here. I guess I loaded up all the Holmium, huh? Let's actually ask you to go there. It's a temporary thing. I must have had less than a full train load of Holmium, and I just dropped off everything. There we go. So now we have all this Holmium. What was I doing here? Oh, there we go. So the holmium is now going into these guys. Yeah, we expect to have to do some debugging when we light these stations up for the first time. And the Holmium Plate isn't going to go very far because this was all done based on if we had prod modules in them all, which we're not doing until we have decent amounts of power. And the other thing I forgot was that I need to take the lithium off of it and bring it over here. And we're not currently doing that. Okay, so lithium comes from here. We need this to keep this guy warm. I'm going to put in a splitter here. I'm going to send the holmium to the left. So we're not going to end up with Holmium Plate sitting on this line. You go down here, up, down, and we're there. So we put a whole bunch of lithium in here. This guy is sitting here. I don't want to drop, I want to take. Well, okay, so you're going to drop a little bit. So lithium take is not working properly. This says if we have at least 2,000, we're going to allow for 1. Again, I think the right thing to do here is to set the train limit to 2 and let these guys park waiting for lithium to be produced. Yeah, I'm beginning to come to the conclusion that we need to set a home location for these trains where they always go. It's probably the take station. Might be the drop station for some products. And when they need to go to the other end, they go to the other end. So both these guys are waiting for lithium. That's fine. This guy... Drop. Okay. What are we doing here? We're waiting on another shipment of Holmium Plate. Okay. Which means I need to assure that we have significant quantities of holmium coming in. 200 per delivery. Hey, Express. You have plenty of cargo space. I am going to ask you, please, to increase your transfers of holmium to 1,000 per trip. So full rocket load each time now. So we're stepping up our holmium. we may need to go out to Fulgora and set up a base that produces nothing but holmium. So yeah, we're still, our eyes are on the horizon. We're still looking at making the quantum processors, but in order to really get things going, I wanted to get products coming in, which means getting the holmium going. Okay. I see we've got a bunch of trains that are moving around. We get a little bit of something, and they get it in stock, and it stops producing, and they go deliver it. This is exactly what I want to happen. So we get it loaded up here, and the moment it goes 5 seconds without loading any in, we let it go. Now I could make that longer. I think I will. I'm going to change this to 15 seconds of inactivity. Give it a little while longer to get stock pulled together. See, every time we get a little bit more, it's gonna pause it. So this will tend to move it in fuller trains, which means the same amount. We're gonna do it the same as fast as we were doing it. It's just gonna be fuller trains, so we're not gonna have quite as much traffic. In fact, I think I want to do all these 15 seconds. Let's see, train groups. Fluoroketone group, you are set. Holmium group, set you at 15 seconds, even though this isn't going to matter really here. It just means we'll wait 15 seconds. Or full cargo. And inactivity of 2 seconds. Whoops. Not full fuel. I keep hitting that. Full cargo. Okay. Work down the list some more. So we've done those two. So for this, lithium, this is the slow stuff coming in. So cargo and inventory in 15 seconds, or full cargo and 2 seconds. That's in case we had full cargo, we rolled in and we're getting refueled. I like the fact that this is done based on train groups. So cargo and inventory and 15 seconds, or full cargo and inactivity 2 seconds. You're full of cargo. Oh, right, you're full, you're ready to go, and nobody wants any. Okay. Everybody has rocket fuel that wants it. Now, solid fuel, I'm going to do the same thing here. Full cargo, inactivity, 2 seconds with full cargo, or 15 seconds with any cargo. And apparently somebody wants it. Oh, we're going to go all the way around to the take station. That's okay. I may not have been lined up. I don't know. So full and 2 seconds. And now we are waiting here and nobody wants it, so we're done. Okay, so all 5 of our groups are now properly set so that they will not do the dribble thing. You are not full, and you are occasionally getting some, so that's good. We're going to let you build up a whole cargo wagon full. The Express has been told. I thought I set this. Actually, if I leave one rocket load and set this to 200, what'll happen is if we have less than 200 on board, we will get a rocket load. That makes sense. It also means it will only be buffering. Oh no, let's set it to 1,000. Yeah. There we go. So this is going to be a load of 200, but from now on, we will have 1,000 on board, and Aquilo will want to have 5,000 in stock. So what is keeping us from dropping the fluid here? This train is saying, wait until we have some fluid. These guys are saying we don't have fluid. Oh, hold on. What the hell? Okay, ammonia is being produced. Why isn't this guy producing? He is. Oh, what's going on? Fluorine is not getting to these guys. I don't believe it. I forgot to hook up the fluorine last time. Oh. Okay, so this is turning into a mop-up episode. See, this is why I should have made sure each of these factories was lit up and actually producing before I did anything, because I didn't even get heat to some of these guys. So I need to bring the fluorine down kind of in the middle here. We'll just set these guys up as best we can. Okay, you need to come south. Actually, let's take you from here. That'll do it. And I'm going to bring you down along the edge, and you're going to curl around him somehow. Something like that. That'll do. See, work out how I'm bringing it south. But, yeah. You to there, you to there. Oh, wait a minute. Better yet. Guys are hooked up. That brings one down there. If this were to come up to here, that would be convenient. Okay. Trying to maintain interesting levels of connectivity for these guys. Slowly aggregating all of them together. So let's see from here. This isn't making from here to here. That brings it down to there. These guys need to hook in. This guy needs to come across. I think... like this, I think. Yeah, this is making some sense. Yeah, I am amazed that I didn't remember to do the fluorine here. Yeah, there we go. And of course, I had no fluorine tanks telling me I wasn't getting any fluorine. So what I'm going to do is put in a fluorine tank somewhere so I can monitor my fluorine quantities. I want it to be kind of in with this guy. I'm going to put it right there. And right there. So we are seeing fluorine at the end of both of these lines. These guys are laying on solid fuel and lithium now. We have solid fuel and lithium coming in. Well, it helps if you don't have your inserters backwards. Again, this is why you test the module. Oh. Now everybody's working. You're all producing crap. Good. Your output is full. This pipe is full. This pipe goes this far and stops. Because I'm a doofus. This used to go out to here. I broke it. Okay, so now with all these guys pumped up, now we are using the fluorine as fast as it's coming in. We see that blinking. And what I see is I have a whole bunch more pumps here that I haven't even thawed, much less started to use. That's okay. They need to come out over here somewhere. I'm just going to do it from these guys. I'm going to go all the way around this to make sure that's hooked up, and to make sure that's hooked up. Because why not? I know, UPS. We're going to have so many UPS problems in this factory. Do that, then we heat it like that. And then this guy can come down from here. He's connected. He is still chilled. He's connected. He has no power. This is where his power would normally be. We'll offset one to the south, and he has power. You are warm and power and chill. Chill not. And all of our pumps should be rattling. Now, because these guys don't have productivity modules, we will be keeping our fluorine drained, but it will flicker like this, indicating that we're getting some made. Okay, now this guy. We have 50K. So fluid, if we have greater than 0 and 15 seconds of inactivity, or we are fluid count greater than or equal to 50K, so full. Actually, let's see, can I do full? Full cargo? He's not full cargo. So there is no full fluid. You can't say any fluid, so you have to know what fluid you're talking about when you say fluid full. You have to know what fluid and what the full amount is. And inactivity and circuit condition, I am going to get rid of you and send you back to take. You are going to hold here until we are done. And circuit condition. So, circuit condition and some fluid and inactivity, or full and inactivity, less 2 seconds of inactivity, like that. We are full, so we do that, and this says we are trying to get to the drop station, and this says we can't get to the drop station. Here's the drop station, and you are chilled. There we go. Train limit is currently set to 1. So the train should be able to get there. It should be on its way now. No stops with this name exist. Oh, I'll bet you I don't have the right number of blanks between the fluid and the station name. Should be one blank in there, and there wasn't. There we go. Get the name right, and now we parametrically can bring this guy in. We pump in the fluid, and we now have 16 out of 25K, so we have a total of 50K fluid in there now. So we are at least making it. We're running short on lithium, of course, and because lithium wants holmium. We do have holmium plate here, so we are making it. Now these guys aren't running. Okay, so we're running short on lithium brine. This is as expected. Because, again, as with the other one, this is set up so that the input will balance when we get productivity in there. So for now, we're going to be draining the lithium regularly. So we need a lithium, we have a lithium tank. I can see that it's flickering, which means we are producing it and we are consuming it as fast as we are producing it. So right now, this is as much lithium as we're going to get. This guy is waiting on lithium. No, it's not waiting on lithium. It's waiting on fluorine. You actually have lithium in stock. How about that? Solid fuel. We're waiting on somebody having solid fuel? I think the solid fuel take station also needs to say, I can handle 2 people parked here. Yeah, we're going to change that over. Train limit is off. Enable train limit. We're just going to get the train limit to 2. There we go. So now we're fine. I am thinking that we'll just do this to all the take stations. Make sure you have enough parking for 2 trains, and we'll just do that. Yeah. I'm just going to do that for all the take stations. Rocket drop. Train limit 2, good. Which means that on the take stations, we no longer need these guys. Let's go pick them up manually and clean things up. Later on, if we have more than one take station for a given thing, I will dynamically set. But when we only have one source for a given thing, this is the right way to do it, I think. Look at each station, just in case I messed up somewhere. You are take. That goes away. You are a drop. You are a drop. You are a take station. Your limit is 2. Those go away. You are a take station. Your limit is 2. That goes away. You are a ice take station. Your limit is 2. That goes away. There we go. And again, this is only the right thing to do. I think this is only the right thing to do if you have just one source. So you have everybody queuing up at the single source, and when it produces stuff, the guy that's full can say, does anybody need it? I can go deliver it. While I'm out delivering, somebody else will fill it up. So the trains are owned by the source station. And we get this Z thing when we're ready to go drop it, but the drop station is full. It should say drop station full. Destination stop full. There we go. Destination stop full means the destination has as much of this stuff as it wants. It means we do have a destination, so it doesn't put an alert. If we disabled the station, if we disabled all the receiving stations, it would give us an alert, and I don't like that. Kind of like I would like to be able to have the Aquilo Express not complain. So we just got in a load of Holmium. Yay! All 200 of it. And the Holmium has been shuffled out to here. And it has been placed on a train, and the train has already delivered it. Because that was a while ago. These guys are saying we have 2.8K Holmium in this station, and it's not being consumed by anybody. Oh, it is being consumed down here. Okay. So apparently the lithium is coming in down here. These machines can run a little bit. These machines run because we get the ammonia. And these machines can run a bit, giving us some lithium. Are there any pump jacks that are not screaming their heads off? They're all good. Later on, we can do crazy things like speed beaconing the pump jacks, productivity beaconing the pump jacks, you know, all the usual things to make the pumping go faster. Also, we could, in theory, set up lithium elsewhere as well. So we can put more lithium stations. That would mean more than one producer for lithium, which would mean that the producers are going to be filling trains and the consumers are going to be emptying them, but we don't want to call a train until we've got some. So in that case, we do need to set it back up, and we may need to have lithium trains have a parking place. So they go to their parking place, they get, when they're, and if they're empty, well, they would get called to pick up stuff if they have space to pick it up, and would get called to deliver stuff if they have stuff to deliver. And I'm thinking that we get called when there's a full train to pick up, and we get called to deliver when we have a full train to deliver, so that'll be probably pretty easy to set up the logic. Okay, so we have all of our products being made, and the end product here is the fluoroketone. So fluoroketone from here. We are slowly but surely making lithium. We have sources of rocket fuel and solid fuel there. I need to pause for a moment and think. Okay, been thinking. Returning to thinking about our actual plan here. Okay, so we are trying to make quantum processors. I now have the hot fluoroketone being brought in by train. So, let's see, tungsten carbide is going to be botted in, processing units are botted in, superconductors are botted in, carbon fiber is botted in. So I need to get the lithium coming in, being turned into lithium plate. So yeah, let's go do that. So I need a lithium drop. Let's see if I put one in here. Oh, this is going to conflict with our power, isn't it? I will reserve this for power input. We're going to put one more in up here. So while this is all going, so I need a drop left flea stop. So Aquilo. Take right, take left. Well, first of all, the drop flea stop, does it just go in here? Wouldn't that be nice if it just fit? And it doesn't. And I want to put it down below the, I want to put it below the power here. Let's see if, actually I could put it here. I really want to put it like that. No, I want to put it below because we're, yeah, okay, so let's do this. Just like we did the other one. So this is the drop R flea stop. Save blueprint. Drop R. Make a copy. And we're going to call this drop L. Save blueprint. Okay, now on drop L, in order to mirror it left to right, we need to get rid of the same stuff we did before. So signals and train stops go away. And I'm going to get rid of the tiles. Save blueprint. Pick it up. Put it on my hotbar. Flip horizontally. So that sets up the power to be where it was, and our horizontal stuff is where it was. So the bars, the heat pipes that go horizontally are where they were. The heat pipes that go vertically need to be moved, as do our heating stuff on the right-hand side. And you are going to just be unchanged since we're building the blueprint back up. Now, all of this goes to the right one. All of this goes to the right one. It's actually easier to do than the way I did it last time. And the train station is going to be going in up here. And I believe that's good enough, just like that. Okay. Train station. Okay, this train station is called, well, 0, not 1, 0. So we are called 0 space drop. Okay, and we need to have that pulled in from there. I'm going to be doing a second one of those. So this guy was, if we're less than 4,000, request a train. This is going to be if we're less than 2,000, request a train. And this is going to be set train limit. There we go. This is 0. And the blueprints, let's see. I need to move you out of the way so we can put in the signals. I think here and here. Yeah. And signals at the top. So that's space for a train, and that's space for a train, and these guys work. We don't pull out until we can pull on through. Actually, that's not important for this train. If he's leaving, I think it's okay for him to pull out into that area. And you, I want to send you to that, no path to destination. No, I went up the wrong way. There. So now I can go to here. I think that's my drop station. So drop left flea stop. Select new contents from here down through there. We are not saving the tiles. Parameterization. Request threshold 1. Request threshold 2. This is a parameter formula. So if we have less than 40 stacks, try this again. P0 underscore S times 40. Confirm. Save blueprint. Stamp it down on top of this guy. And this is, what are we requesting in here again? We're requesting in lithium. Now, I just realized we have a problem. We have one lithium output, and I think maybe for lithium they get owned by the consumers. No, lithium's going to be weird because we're going to have many producers and many consumers. So we'll just set them up like we've got them so far. I will have to revisit lithium in the future. Hold on. We're going to be cleaning this up a little bit more. Oh, hot fluorine has now been tested, so I can done with him. We're doing quantum processors now. Okay, so we have peeled off all the stuff that doesn't need to be here. No, we haven't. We did one peel. Okay, all the ice is picked up that we don't need. We're going to put in concrete everywhere we have bare ice platform. And we put in our angles. Bam, and that fast, we've requested in lithium, and the lithium train was ready to go, which means the other lithium was not requesting. Yay! So I now have hot fluoroketone available here, and I have lithium available here. I think I am going to take this. I'm going to drop them down here and here, because this may be going away. Okay, quantum processors. Quantum processors are made in electromagnetic plants. Haven't been doing those yet, so we need to think about how to build out a cell, a little power cell with electromagnetic plants in it. in a way that makes sense. Now, I've been doing 15. How many fit across here? 4 fit across if I snug it right up to the corner there. If I step it back 2, this allows me to have solids on the inside there. And we're making quantum processors. Oh joy! And I'm speaking that ironically. Well, hold on. If I bring the hot fluoroketone in here, and the cold can come out either end, so it can come out here. Oh, the cold is the input. Okay, so what we want to do is put a guy here that's going to be chilling the cold into hot. Now, I know that this is overkill. Let's just get these warmed up for now. I will deal with the heat pipes later. So the hot's going to come out of these guys. And I want to bring the cold out of this one and over to there. So there's our cold fluoroketone going into our plants. And now we need the hot coming out of here. I'm going to be upset if the... Well, this should be good. We do this. Okay, now what is missing here is we need more hot fluoroketone coming in from the bottom to top this up. But I think we're going to set this up like this. And what we'll do is we will have a tank down here that we can monitor, and we can add more hot fluoroketone from the rail when it gets low. Okay, this guy can turn out 4 cold fluoroketone per second, and this guy requires 0.66. So 4 times 0.66 is less than 4. So this can cool enough hot fluoroketone to do the right thing. I was originally going to do 15 machines. I'm going to update that now. We're going to do 16 machines making quantum processors. Hold on, what's going on here? I've got the wrong picture. Oh. Game capture. Browser. Let's flip over to that. So here's the new plan with 16 quantum processor machines. We need a total of 3. We're going to have 4. Inputs are hot fluoroketone. Okay, we need lithium plate. These guys have a lot of solid inputs. Holy moly. Processing units, tungsten carbide, superconductors, and carbon fiber are all brought in, yeah, what if I do this? What's our rates? Our rates are extremely low. So we want to do that, but we do not want to be requesting in lithium plate. The rest of these we do want to be requesting in. Just 2 of them? No, we want to do more than that. This is request for Q prop. And what I want to do is I want to request in 10 times that. Okay, so those are those requests. We do not have tungsten carbide or carbon fiber being imported. So, gonna have to add those. So, tungsten carbide. Let's actually check this, make sure we've got the space for it. We absolutely have the space for it. So tungsten carbide here. Rocket capacity is 500. I'm going to go ahead and order in loads of 500 of those. And what was the other one I was looking for? Tungsten carbide and carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is going to be coming from Gleba. Rocket capacity is 500. We're going to bring in rocket loads of that each time. Actually, that's kind of overkill, isn't it? Let's say 100, which means we're going to be keeping stocks of 500 on Aquilo. Okay, there we go. What are you waiting for? Oh, you're waiting for time or stuff that's not going to happen. That's fine. So now all 4 of these are going to be available at very low quantities, which is what we want. And coming in from the left, all we have coming in from the left is our goodies, our plate. Okay, so we need 4 of these total. I am going to zap these guys for now. Need 4 of these. I will go ahead and put them down. I'm going to stop short one like this. Actually, let's start from here. Things are getting a bit loud, so I'm going to try to wrap this up. This is what we're building, and I am going to need basically 8 furnaces making lithium. So it is what it is. We'll do what we need to do. Browser off. Thank you. So let's see, what do we have here? Didn't think ahead on these guys. So of course the north going belt is all wrong.
Hello.
Hello.
Merry Christmas.
Okay, so we're going to start from here. I need to provide input to these two and to these two. Go. Fortunately, I don't have to hook up to the fluid on this side. Whoops. I think I'm going to hook up all the way to there, though, at the heat pipes, so that we are actually providing the thawing for the plants from the left. This might allow me to simplify the heat piping on the right. And these need to be lithium plate. So with that in mind, oh, actually, we can't simplify the heat piping on the right because, yeah, it wasn't providing for that anyway. What I'm going to do is I will fill in the rest of these vertically. Just like that. We do need RoboPorts. I'm going to put those down in the corner here, because each one of these now requires robot logistics. Now, the lithium is coming in here and it needs to get baked. All in favor of direct insert of lithium, say aye. Which means I could move all of these over to the left. Let's actually think about this. I am going to dust all of these. We're going to rebuild these in a moment. Yeah, okay, direct insert of lithium. I like it. The lithium plate needs to come in at 0.13 per second, which means a long handle inserter is more than enough. So I am going to grab these guys out through here, actually out through here. I'm going to bring them all the way to the left. Back one for space for our inserter. Too many heat pipes, and our power goes right here. Boom! Chakalaka. Okay, now we're going to direct insert like that. And I'm going to warm these like that. And I didn't realize when I was initially building this that it's basically one furnace to two of those guys. Furnace is here. This furnace would go like that. Total of 8 furnaces. We are efficiency moduling everything. Eventually we'll be productivity moduling everything. I think the ratios only get more favorable. There we go. And that feeds our lithium to these guys, and that lithium can come north or south. We can change the direction of this at will. And in fact, I can bring it in from here and put a splitter and have it go both ways. Actually, no, I can't. I have to do this. Let's do it this way, just in case I want to bring it in with a splitter here and have it go north and south on one of these guys. That's a hint, by the way. Total overkill, totally unnecessary. I think what I'm going to do, though, is have this be my vertical. And then we'll work out the minimum number of things we need to bring to the left to make this work. Obviously, I need to do that. There we go. There will be a tank on the hot stuff here. I should probably put a tank on the cold stuff for this loop, because each one of these has its own cold loop. So we'll just do that. So this tank will store up the cold fluoroketone for use by these guys. It's turned out by him. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to say you are enabled when the amount of cold fluoroketone is less than half a tank. So we'll run this about a half a tank. So I'm going to need 4 of you. These are not connected. That's okay. So this guy needs to come across and feed into him. I'm kind of using a little bit of excess here because I can. Need to get up to him. Nope, you do need to be there. You need to be there. Means these guys do need to have like that. I'm just going to do that to emphasize what's going on here. Okay, these guys all need to be turned. And they're all turned. I can see it coming out the bottom. I can see it coming out the top. These guys are using lithium plate. And I neglected to have a way of these guys outputting. So I could output it like that, but actually, that's not bad. Now we just need a output belt. Basically like that. I could also have brought him out to the right. But I think I'm running out of space with all the heating, so this works better for me. Use filters, quantum processor. Grab this much. Actually, let's grab this much and run that down first. I want to avoid touching the lithium belt. And then we can grab from here down to here. And there's all of our outputs. They're all going on the far side of the belt. They're not stacked. So all 16 of them together are 96 per minute. Well, that's like trivial. So if we look at it in terms of green belts, it's 0.027, so 3% of a belt. I'm kind of assuming that we're going to want these on a belt. I could have put them back into the logistics network from here. We'll put them on a belt for now, but once we get up to here, I'm going to grab them and I'm going to put them in the logistics network. And you are contingent upon the number of quantum processors stack size 100, so less than 2,000 in stock. We're not quite ready yet. Okay, these guys are still waiting on actually getting in their cold fluoroketone because they need to get warm fluoroketone because we're not building it yet. This needs to come up. We also need to have a tank. So this guy I am going to keep myself like this. Is that right? Yeah. And this one comes up short here because you're going to go to here. Just like that. Now, we actually don't want to just put stuff in here. We want to make this contingent upon needing stuff in here, because this guy is also going to be putting stuff back in the hotline. Oh, all of these guys are... So really we want to take this, fix these guys up. And of course I set it up wrong to begin with. So this should connect to everybody. Yep, that line goes all the way up to the top. Put you in so you're like the other ones. And we need a pump here. And you only run if the destination has hot fluoroketone less than half a tank. There we go. So we're going to pump you up, get the hot fluoroketone going everywhere. These guys are going to get chilled down. These guys are going to turn out more hot, which is going to get chilled down, and so on. They're all running, and this guy is sitting at 12K. This guy's running 4 per second output. And these are running at second. We should do this per minute. So per minute, these guys are needing 160. And per minute, this guy can turn out 240. Good. So he'll be able to take their outputs and from here and supply them. So this should be building up very slowly, if at all. Balance. Hold on. You need 160 chilled fluoroketone. You're producing 240. Okay. $240, 160. This says minus 150. This doesn't have anything on it at all. So these don't match up and those don't match up. But this is greater than that and that is greater than that. So we are producing more than we are using for this stuff. Yay! Oh, wait a minute. The other question is, these produce how much? They produce 180. This guy turns it back into 180. I'm not sure, but we may be getting a positive feedback. That doesn't make any sense. Our input rate and output rate for the input 0.66, output 0.33. So we are 1 to 1. 0.33 becomes 0.33, mixes with another 0.33. Okay, we're good. We're good. Never mind. Sometimes the rate calculator outputs, because it does each one independently, it doesn't look at how the thing balances and which ones are going to be running slower. It's a little confusing. At this point, we should be making quantum processors. 28.8 per minute so far. Well, we're running nicely up here. Over the last minute, we're averaging 96 per minute. Now, according to Rate Calculator, these together will produce 96 per minute. So, yay, we're running. I think we're done here. Let me get in a good spot to make this a thumbnail. We've got our two train stations on the left. We've got our 4 quantum processor blocks on the right. We've got our electric furnaces making the lithium plate. We are requesting in everything else. We've got our coolers. We've got our top up, and we're good. So I will see you in the next recording.